One key feature of our smart manufacturing trainer is the use of its third-party I/O and the lack of PLC. So in theory, it can be operated by multi-brands of PLCs. So for our I/O, we have Siemens ET200SP I/O. And your first thought is, well, that's not Allen Bradley. Will it work with it? Absolutely, it'll work with it. So let's talk about how we get it into our I/O configuration in Studio 5000. Who would have ever thought we could have Siemens ET200SP I/O in our Studio 5000 configuration? And the first thing we're going to need to do is generate an EDS file for the ET200SP. And the easiest way to find this is to Google Siemens ET200SP EDS configuration, and you're going to see the Ethernet IP EDS file. And if we click on it and go down just a little bit, then we're going to see the download multi-field bus configuration tool. And when we click it, we go down a little bit, we have a version of it that you don't even have to install. We can just download it and run it right out of the zip file. So I'm going to download it. And it does require that you have an account, but an account creation is free. And we'll go ahead and extract that and run the mfctexe file. And I'm going to accept. Okay. And we have a field bus configuration button here. We're going to click it. And I'm just going to call this the default project 1. And then we're going to add new device. And we could select from a catalog, but I do have this out on the network and configured. So I'm going to select network, and then we are going to hit the little start scan binoculars right here. And you see we have quite a few Siemens devices out here, but mainly we have this ET200SP. So we're going to select that, and automatically that brings in all the configuration of that device. And then we're going to go to the export button. And we are going to start transfer export. And mainly we want this EDS file right here. So I'm going to hit the start transfer. And it's telling us to go to documents MFCT. So we're going to grab our documents and then MFCT. And inside of here, we have device 1. And there's the EDS file for this device. So now we're going to import that into Studio 5000. And to do that, we're going to go to the Start menu and start typing device. And you're going to see the device description file installation tool. And we're going to add a device and go ahead and browse and find it. And I have to be honest, I've never seen an actual use for even looking at any of the prompts through this whole next section. So just hit next all the way through. Hit finish, then let's start in a new copy of Studio 5000 and find your I/O configuration in the left pane, and inside of it find Ethernet, and let's right-click Ethernet, new module. And even though this is not a native Allen Bradley device, obviously Siemens isn't typically here. If we type 6ES7, you're going to see that ET200SP in there. Let's go ahead and create it. And I'm just going to call this my Siemens I/O. And its IP address is 192.168.20.85. And we'll click OK. And then let's go ahead and download that. And if you need any help downloading your program or any help with the basics of Studio 5000, look down in the description of this video. We have lessons on all of that. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap that bell. We put out at least one video a week. And we go ahead and put it back in run mode. And here's always the hopeful thing when you're doing this stuff is we have a solid I/O light. And that means that we have configured this correctly. Now, if your I/O light was flashing and it would be saying not responding right now, then you need to look down in here and you will probably see a little microscopic yellow triangle by your Siemens module. And in that case, you will want to open it up and go to the connection tab. And right down here on the module fault, it would tell you why it's faulty. But if it's in the I/O configuration, then we're going to have tags associated with it, and they're going to start with whatever you named it. So we should have some tags that are called Siemens I/O. So let's open up our controller tags. And we have Siemens I/O I1 and Siemens I/O O1. And if we open up our inputs and go to our data, then here is our slot data on our inputs. And I actually have one input already toggling on and off just so we could easily find it. And yeah, here is the slot 1 data. So we're definitely getting live data from this. So that's a really cool module. Also, let's just go back and look at the multi-protocol module. And if we go to the parameterized station, and on that multi-protocol, it can run Profinet. It has several different options for Ethernet IP, and it has Modbus TCP. So that's a really versatile single module that we can collect I/O with. Now, we've been working through the smart cell, gathering all of our data from various third-party devices. So we got a little bit more to go on it. So click here to learn about other third-party integration to Studio 5000.